big night at PayPal Park in San Jose, California, as San Jose Earthquakes 2 take on Colorado Rapids 2. Joe Malfa with you on MLSnextPro.com for this action on match day 4 between two teams near the top of the Western Conference standings. This San Jose team started the season with 2 victories before a loss last week. And Colorado, one of the only teams in the league who remains unbeaten, a perfect 3-0-0 in their 3 matches played. Joining them, Minnesota, Orlando, and Chicago for the time being. Those teams all in action elsewhere this evening. We'll see if Colorado can keep up its end of the bargain here and remain unbeaten through match day 4. San Jose on the other side, really happy with what they've seen so far this season after a positive result in the first 2 matches. A tough loss last game 1-0, but within that, they still think this team is growing into a contender in the Western Conference. They have been, over the last couple of years, one of the best teams in MLS at producing young talent, and more of that on display here as we take a look at the starting 11 for head coach Dan DeGier. At the back end, Emi Ochoa, one of the brightest young talents in this organization. 17-year-old signed his professional contract, the homegrown deal, back in 2019 when he was 14 years old, the youngest in MLS history. And then 4 different players from Stanford University litter the starting 11. We'll get to those guys throughout the evening, but the San Jose side has really dipped into that local college powerhouse that they happen to have right in their backyard, extending homegrown deals or draft picks out of that group, and they want to get them going here. Cam Silly leads the way. He's one of the homegrowns they signed this year, anchoring the midfield. On the other side for Colorado Rapids, too, Coach Eric Boucher is thrilled with the start. Of course, 3-0-0 doesn't get any better than that, but within that, he acknowledges they were lucky a bit in the first 2 games. Could have just as easily lost or tied those as they won those first 2 games. So they want to get into a better groove today. It all starts with Marlon Vargas on that left wing. Hasn't scored yet this year, but last year he was best 11 in MLS Next Pro with 12 goals and 7 assists in 23 appearances. Could this be the night that Marlon Vargas finally gets on the score sheet in 2023? Jackson Travis is coming off a strong performance as well, anchoring that back line, gets up and down that left wing on that same side as Marlon Vargas. Those two will overlap and interchange a lot throughout the day. So terrific attacking talent on both sides. And we are ready to go from PayPal Park. Referee Robert Vince blows the whistle to send us on our way. Colorado Rapids 2 in the light blue from left to right. San Jose Earthquakes in the black and blue from right to left. Joe Malfa with you for the action as we bring match day 4 to a close here in MLS Next Pro. Only 1 kickoff later than us tonight. Kicking off at the same time as us, Vancouver and LA Galaxy. And then later tonight, half hour from now, North Texas against Minnesota. Windy day here in San Jose. That'll be a factor as the evening plays out. At around 50 degrees the temperature. Winds whipping 15-20 miles an hour. Rapids coming off a 4-2 victory over Portland Timbers 2. It was after a dramatic victory to begin the month of April, scoring at the death against Houston Dynamo 2 to pick up the victory. And that's where Eric Boucher taps into that comment of being a bit lucky in some ways that they are 3-0-0. Cannot afford to get caught up in the fact that they are unbeaten and start thinking too highly of themselves. Have to acknowledge that there are things that need improving through those first few games. Could just as easily have been staring at a record of maybe 0-1-2, something to that effect. Carried ahead by Paris Mitchell, and gathered by Emi Ochoa. One area that Eric Boucher would like to improve for Colorado is their defending. Last year, all season long, in MLS Next Pro. They had just one clean sheet. So far through 3 matches, they have yet to come up with one. 2-1 win over SKC, 2-1 win over Houston, 4-2 win over Portland. 4 goals allowed in 3 games. Yes, they've outscored those opponents each time, but keeping a clean sheet at the top of the priority list today for Colorado Rapids too. Even go down the right side, Israel Carrillo gave it up for Blancas. Oliver Larraz. Forced away by Blancas. Good step on the left side by Will Richmond, but a little bit overeager. And he's called for the foul. Good high pressure here from San Jose. Almost won it in the attacking third cleanly. It'll be a throw-in. Left by Jack Skahan. Thrown into Keegan Tingy. Ball just over the line. Throw coming for Colorado. So Keegan Tingy, Cam Silly, Will Richmond, and Useni Buddha, the 4 players in the starting 11 for San Jose, who have all come from Stanford University. Buddha, the number 8 pick in the 2022 draft. Richmond was a homegrown signing ahead of the 2022 season. Silly, homegrown signing ahead of this season. And Tingy, also a homegrown signing ahead of this season. Every year, Stanford is in that national title mix collegiately, producing so much talent. There's no reason really for San Jose not to dip the toe in that pool. We know what they've done over the last couple of years. They have been right up there with Philadelphia Union as far as producing some of the best academy talent across Major League Soccer. But now with this team existing in MLS Next Pro, in addition to some of those young teenagers coming up to the academy that will use this as a platform to gain a professional footing and advance their careers, it's an opportunity for these Stanford players who are looking for that next step professionally, connecting to the local professional team. Will Richmond forced out wide by Yosuke Hanya. All the way back for Alejandro Cano. Played every minute last summer at the CONCACAF Under-20 Championship for El Salvador. He's been in the mix in some camps with the senior team as well. Tingy to Richmond. Old Stanford teammates connecting. Richmond over the top. Buddha looking for it. For Cano into Buddha. Paris Mitchell. Almost spun through 3. Taken away instead by Thierry Ion. Now Tingy lining it up. Tingy had it blocked. First corner of the match now coming for San Jose Earthquakes 2. Corner swung in, falls top of the 6 for a volley, headed off the line First big chance of the match for either side was headed off the line by Jackson Travis for Colorado. Goes against Colorado. Here's another look at that last opportunity. Well taken volley with the left foot by Israel Carrillo. Sort of off balance, managed to catch it cleanly out of the air. The San Jose side has taken on a new identity this year after Lucio Gonzalez took over the first team in MLS. Stan DeGier, who's been in this organization now for a few years, started as an academy coach before this team existed, going all the way back to 2017. This team is one that likes to dictate possession, dictate the tempo, playing behind through the lines where they can. Here's Vargas looking to settle before it's cleared by Cano. That is the MO for the San Jose side. All the way back for Abraham Rodriguez. 20-year-old goalkeeper making his third start of the season. Danger at the back here. That pressure on San Jose getting to Colorado. Aguirre turns out of it. Vargas opens up. Has Jackson Travis down the left side with him. Travis. Flores. Yosuke Hanya dropping very deep here. We've seen him play higher up the field so far for Colorado this season. Hanya started every match with 3 goals, 1 assist. Scoring at a clip of a goal per game, off to a terrific start this season after he had 4 goals and 5 assists last year. Cano. Over the top to Tingy, it skips away. Eric Boucher of Colorado said he has immense respect for San Jose. They were a really tough opponent every time these teams faced off last year. And whether it's the first team players coming down or just a true steady dose of San Jose's MLS Next Pro signees or academy players, you know what you're going to get out of this San Jose side. Plenty of talent throughout the roster from top to bottom in MLS, in Next Pro, in the academy. And you have to respect that talent, especially coming on the road. Anya gets it ahead to Mitchell. Nice turn. Cuts inside on Muni. Daniel Muni, number 10 overall pick in the 2023 MLS draft out of Indiana. Slots right in at center back for San Jose Earthquakes too. Yet to appear in MLS, now making his 3rd start here in Next Pro. Muni, 23-year-old from Maryland Heights, Missouri. Round 2, Jerry Ion Israel Carrillo back again for Muni. San Jose, very patient, possession-based team. Tingy tried to force it through for Jack Skayan. Good read by Cam Silly. Anchors this midfield as the holding number 6 allows Jerry Ion and Eduardo Lalo Blancas to get forward into the attack. Those two players are high on the radar of the end of the year. Blancas, Ion, two players who he believes are on the brink of making that breakthrough with the first team this season. It's a personal goal of his to get them through to that first team. The duality of coaching here at the next pro level. On the one hand, you want to see these players go on to bigger and better things in MLS and make that breakthrough that they've been working so hard for so long. On the other hand, you'd like them here still to pick up some more victories. More than one way to measure success in this league. Rodriguez all the way across to field it. Good hustle from Buda. He deflects the clearance attempt by Rodriguez. 20-year-old from Colorado, Abraham Rodriguez, has been on the professional radar for quite some time now. Debuted with Colorado Springs Switchbacks in 2019 as a loanee from the Rapids. He went on loan to Switchbacks in 2019, 2020, and 2021 before he made his MLS debut last year in June against Portland Timbers. Rodriguez made 17 starts between the sticks in Next Pro last year for the Rapids. He started each of the 2-1 wins this year against Houston and Sporting Kansas City. Did not play in the win against Portland. All the way back for Ochoa under some pressure. Muni is knocked out for a goal kick. And this portion of the match is brought to you by Intermedia, official cloud communications provider and jersey partner of the San Jose Earthquakes. Emi Ochoa, 17-year-old at the other end of the field from Abraham Rodriguez, making his 2023 debut. Started 15 matches last year with 41 saves and 21 goals allowed for Earthquakes 2. Given away to Travis into Vargas and cleared by Muni. Will Richmond has some space. Richmond cuts in past Larraz. Good challenge put in by Buildup Amadou. 20-year-old from Cameroon, making his first start of this season. Total of 29 minutes and 2 appearances as a sub through the first 3 matches for Buildup Amadou. 15 matches played last year with 2 assists. First chance to get some extended action today. Blancas into Buda and all the way back. Muni. Carrillo gets it ahead into space for Skayan. Something out here in front. Buda over the bar. Referees hesitated for a moment in case there was a deflection. Skayan certainly thought there was. He was venturing out to the corner. Good build-up play here from San Jose. Buda made the right run into the near post. Just missed it in the end. Yuseni Buda, the 22-year-old Made just 3 starts in Next Pro last season, but scored 2 goals. He has 17 appearances with the first team under his belt, goal and 2 assists. And this season, it's his first appearance in Next Pro. He has 5 appearances in MLS already, but only for a total of 26 minutes in those 5 appearances off the bench. Seni Buda, the number 8 pick in 2022 out of Stanford. When he was with the Cardinal, made 39 starts with 10 goals, 14 assists. Pac-12 Player of the Year. Up to Jackson Travis. Vargas dropping deep, getting some touches on the ball. Daniel Chacon. Wide to Steve Flores. Aguirre. Vargas, one touch to Hanya. Played through to Larraz. Has a runner back post. Knocked away by Muni. High step here from San Jose. Trying to close Colorado in. Aguirre. Switched out to Travis. Looking ahead to Vargas, and Muni will go all the way back to Ochoa, who has oscillated between the United States and Mexico internationally. 17-year-old still has plenty of time to make his decision. So far, we have seen him in Mexico at the U16 and 18 levels, U.S. at U15, but most recently in camp with the U.S. at the U20s, Emi Ochoa. Tingy looking for Richmond. Abraham Rodriguez to get it. Rapids Academy from 2016 to 2020 for Abraham Rodriguez. One of those loans to Colorado Springs Switchbacks. He impressed enough to be named 2019 USL 20 under 20 list. Larraz draws the foul. USL experience under his belt as well. Oliver Larraz, 21-year-old, made 11 appearances with a goal and an assist for San Diego Loyal back in 2021, on loan to Landon Donovan's former team. Larraz signed his homegrown deal in 2021, made 4 appearances in that 21 season for Colorado Rapids, but has not appeared at the MLS level ever since then. Chacon. Through from Blake Malone. Muni has to come all the way back for it and use Ochoa. Shadows creeping in on the field. Ochoa completely in the dark now. Buda taken down from behind. That might be the first yellow of the match. And it is. Daniel Chacon picks it up. Elsewhere at the moment, New York Red Bulls 2, leading Huntsville City FC by a score of 1-0. It's that same scoreline and sees Chicago Fire 2 ahead on Philadelphia Union 2. Not a lot of goals elsewhere tonight, at least so far. Scoreless between Austin and St. Louis past the hour mark. Scoreless at halftime between Houston and LAFC. Only 1-0 lead for LA Galaxy over Vancouver. It's 2-0 Atlanta over Orlando. Just into the second half. Cano for Muni. Carried by Muni along to Carrillo. Has the run ahead for Skayan. Jack Skayan cuts inside, working end line, has options. All the way out to Carrillo. Sent toward the back post. Settled there calmly. Shout for handball. It's waved off. It's only out for a corner. See, did San Jose have an argument here? And hit the inner part of the arm. After it hit the leg, not much there. A free kick for San Jose. A couple of times now that we've seen Jack Skayan break free down the right side. This is his next pro debut. 21 appearances, 2 starts, and a goal in his MLS career since 2020. First game here in 2023 in next pro. 27th pick by San Jose in the first round a couple years ago. It's flicked on at the backside by Tingy and wide for a goal kick. This portion of the match is brought to you by Stanford Medicine, the official team doctors of the San Jose Earthquakes. Stanford might as well be sponsoring the entire starting 11. 4 of the 11 former Stanford Cardinal players. Goalkeeper Abraham Rodriguez is down back behind the play. Needs the trainers to come on. Couldn't make out if there was any contact in that last bit of play when the corner was taken. In the meantime, Dauda Amadou is having a word with referee Robert Vince. Wonder what that's about, as players use this as a de facto hydration break here. Planted awkwardly. Oh, there it is from the goal kick. Planted awkwardly with the left leg. That sends Eric De La Cerda into a scramble to warm up down the bottom left of your picture. Concern right now for Abraham Rodriguez, 20-year-old, making his 3rd start of the season. Hasn't gotten back up yet after that awkward spill on the goal kick. Backup goalkeeper Diego Garola warming up. Now they're calling for the stretcher. This doesn't look good for Abraham Rodriguez. Been down this whole time. Well, Garola has intensified his warm-up and now calling for a stretcher. Looks as if Rodriguez's day is done. Diego Garola just turned 16 in January. Joined the Rapids as a U12 Academy player. Currently on the Rapids U17 Academy side, but on the bench today. And he will be the man to come in.
Fans, your attention please. Exiting the match for the visiting Colorado Rapids 2. Number 26, Abe Rodriguez. Now entering the match, number 91, Diego Garola.
So professional debut here for Diego Garola. Did not appear at all in Next Pro last year, despite being on the bench a couple of times. His first appearance here in 2023 with his 16-year-old who spends the year with the U17 Academy. And back underway here in the 30th minute. Joe Malfa with you from PayPal Park in San Jose, California. Back to the action after a lengthy stoppage with goalkeeper Abe Rodriguez in need of the assistance of the trainers. Carried off by the stretcher. In came Diego Garola. Prior to that, a match controlled mostly by the home side. San Jose with the better of the possession. 3 shots, none yet on target. 15 final third entries already, San Jose. Yet to do anything with it. Amadou moves it along. Travis wanted it back. Here's Vargas dancing around the edge of the area, cuts in now. Marlon Vargas puts it wide. Best 11 last year when he was with Tacoma. Looking for his first goal of 2023. Watch him beat 3 defenders here at the edge of the area and create a shot for himself. He'll just put it wide in the end. This portion of the match is brought to you by Roku, official partner of the San Jose Earthquakes. Give it away, Travis had it for a moment. Larraz drives it with the laces, Larraz. Now for a goal kick. That's 2 positive signs. Back-to-back there from Colorado Rapids 2. Prior to that lengthy injury stoppage, they had yet to register a shot. Now they get 2 in the span of 2 tries down the field. Looking to pin San Jose in deep now with this press, and they win it. Always interesting to see how, after a lengthy stoppage, teams respond. Stymies the momentum perhaps of the team who was on the front foot. Gives the team who was reeling a chance to step into things. Amadou for Larraz, just let one fly a moment ago and puts this one wide. Other one went over the bar. This one goes wide. That is 2 times now in the last 2 minutes that Larraz has just let it go from distance. Might have missed them both by a combined 4 yards. After a second look, even less on that one. Inches away. On the turn, Skayan out wide. Carrillo looking early for Buda, settles it off the thigh. Buda lays it back, it's blocked. Not only as far as Blancas. It's taken down, no call from our referee. Released over the top for Paris Mitchell, giving Muni some trouble. Larraz. Only 10 minutes remaining here in half number 1, but we should see a lengthy stoppage time after the injury to Abe Rodriguez. Colorado goalkeeper was down for the better part of 4 or 5 minutes. All the way back for Ochoa, who's still not had to make a save, but he's had to spring to life a couple of times. Fortunately for Ochoa, both Marlon Vargas and Oliver Larraz put their shots off target. Watch out. Going center back, almost intercepted by Colorado. Now over the top for Carrillo. Started to get higher now in the attack, Carrillo. Back for Blancas, it's blocked by Buda. On the turn with the left foot, right into the hands. The first test for Diego Gurola. And his first MLS Next Pro bit of action. That's what you like to see for the first shot you have to face. Nothing too difficult. Just shake the nerves. Get your feet wet. Blancas spared a yellow card because Colorado did not have that free kick position where it was supposed to be. There's maybe some of the nerves from Gurola. Always have to be ready as a backup keeper. Never know when the day might come that you're pressed into duty. For Abraham Rodriguez, that's how he made his MLS debut. Last summer, came on at halftime against Portland. Still his only MLS appearance. Went down injured in the 25th minute here, and in comes Gurola. Ochoa waits with it. Calmly plays it through the middle, and now it's with Muni. Back for Ochoa. This time he'll just clear it. for Amadou. Wide for Jackson Travis and settled for Robinson Aguirre. Ochoa invites some of the pressure. That's a tough one to take off the chest there for Cano. Did it well. Cano releases through to Buda. Wide for Richmond. Will Richmond enters the area on the right foot, cutting in, lets it fly. It's blocked. Wide for Tingy. Another corner now for San Jose. Last one produced a really good opportunity. This one does not. Nobody there at the backside. Dan DeGear's takeaways from the first couple of games for San Jose. It's been such a long preseason, and so much of that time is spent with guys being taken away from your side, pulled up to the first team for training purposes. So you'll see that lead to slow starts because the first few weeks are almost an extension of preseason in a way, with guys getting more accustomed to playing with each other. Saw that even through the first couple of matches that were wins, where there could have been moments that were crisper, guys getting more on the same page. Reared its ugly head a bit more in the loss last week. Those are the growing pains you expect with a young team. Needs still a couple of weeks to come together. All in all, the underlying metrics and overarching themes they're looking for have been positive. Now just have to build on those, and foul called by Skayan, who switched over down to the left side. Tactical change here from San Jose. Yellow card issued here for Jack Skayan.
The referee has issued a yellow card, 42nd minute, which equates to number 16, Jack Skayan.
Two yellow cards out there on the field right now. It's Skayan for San Jose. Chacon on the Colorado side. As we inch closer to halftime. Eric Boucher might want a little bit more offensively for Colorado, but so far so good in terms of what today's primary objective was, aside from, of course, getting the 3 points. That is first and foremost, but beyond that, wanting to keep a clean sheet, Colorado, as I mentioned earlier, just once in all of 2022 did they keep a clean sheet, and they haven't done so yet here in 2023. Boucher felt this game would be won or lost in the boxes. At this point of the season, still so early, the Colorado Rapids 2 head coach felt that anything between the boxes is sort of ancillary. Teams are still sort of forging their identities. There will be times where the game gets a bit stretched between the boxes, but what happens when it gets to either box? Can you successfully defend your own? Can you make it count in theirs? Sounds obvious, but so many times that's obviously what it comes down to. Doesn't matter if you're controlling the game, box to box, tempo, territory, whatever. Right now, it's a prime example for San Jose. They have 7 shots, and of their 7 shots, San Jose, 5 have come from inside the box. Got nothing to show for it. Only 1 shot on target. Have not been efficient in the box, and Colorado has defended its box well. Told there will be 6 minutes of added time here at the end of this first half, all because of that injury for Abe Rodriguez, the Colorado keeper. Into stoppage time now. Ochoa for Muni. Back for Cano. Tingy. Cano looking long. Buda camped under it. Second ball won by Tingy. Now Will Richmond. Scan to Carrillo, and now Blancas. Although Blancas picks out the run of Tingy. Keegan Tingy for Jack Scan. Carrillo gets it back to Scan, who's on a yellow card here. Does well to win the corner. Just had a milestone in MLS Next Pro. Philadelphia is now up 2-1 on Chicago. And the goal scored by David Vasquez was the 1,000th goal in MLS Next Pro history. See if we get the 1,001st here off the corner for San Jose. Blancas, won't happen there. They'll have a second crack at it. Blancas again, flicked out of the back post, loose in the middle. And now Colorado able to get it wide and clear. So we'll have to wait at least a little bit longer for 1,001, at least from this game. No promises for the other matches now in action. This is one of 8 matches being played at the moment across MLS Next Pro. A few winding down, one just started. It's 1-0 Red Bull in the final few minutes against Huntsville. 2-1 Philly, final few minutes on the road against Chicago, nearing a victory. Austin has scored against St. Louis, up 1-0 in the closing moments. 60th minute, Houston LAFC are still scoreless. Atlanta 2-0 over Orlando, just past the 50-minute mark. Vancouver Galaxy 1-1 nearing halftime. And of course, scoreless here, and scoreless between North Texas and Minnesota, which was our 8:30 kickoff, only 15 minutes into that match. Not a very late night tonight in MLS Next Pro. 8:30 Eastern, 5:30 Pacific, our latest kick of the evening. Buda. Given away carelessly by Muni. Given right back by Colorado. Tingy. Buda call for the foul. Robinson Aguirre down holding his head. Play stopped due to a head injury. Already had to make one substitution due to an injury. That was to the goalkeeper, Abe Rodriguez. Referee Robert Vince right away stopped the play after the collision between Aguirre and Buda. Here's if they are tending to a cut here for Robinson Aguirre. Trainer put on those gloves. They can get him patched up quickly. Good news is we're right on the stroke of halftime, so we'll have the halftime break to evaluate him if need be. Don't have to make any sort of quick, rash decision. Deciding to possibly take him out and give it a halftime interval. The 6 minutes that we're given now, but that will continue, of course, with this injury. Aguirre will have to come off for a moment. The body language indicates that he is ready to continue. He was ready to step right back into the play before the referee informed him. And of course, with the trainer coming out, he does indeed have to step off for just a moment. Not for a full 3 minutes. That rule, of course, here in MLS Next Pro will continue to drill that home in the early stages of the season. If you're down for more than 15 seconds for a non-head injury, something that is deemed to be non-serious, not cardiac related, you are out for 3 minutes, instituted to keep the pace of play going and the effective match time high. But when it's a head injury like that, do not have to wait the 3 minutes, and Aguirre is already back on the field. Flores. Malone turns. Cuts it through to Aguirre. Flores pressured by Blancas. Switches it, well done. Jackson Travis for Aguirre. Doesn't seem to be showing any ill effects of the knock he just took. All the way back now for Alejandro Cano. Show up. Muni. And there's the whistle that'll bring us to halftime. Scoreless through the first half between San Jose Earthquakes 2 and Colorado Rapids 2. Pair of teams who are off to good starts this season. San Jose, 2 wins and a loss in the first 3 matches. Colorado, a perfect 3-0-0, picking up all 9 points. But we're scoreless through 45. And we will take a look around the league coming up later in halftime. But first, it went down to the wire for the U15 squad last Sunday morning at the Generation Adidas Cup. David Goss and Ricky Lopez-Espin had the recap.
The championship match of the 2023 Generation Adidas Cup. Philadelphia Union, Austin FC looking for their club's first ever win at this level. A tough start for Philly as Austin takes the early lead.
The life of a goalkeeper, just so unlucky as this ball just pops off the turf. Smith goes swinging, doesn't get any sort of contact, but Austin FC won't ask any questions. Off to the corner to celebrate, but it was always going to be a matter of if. Not a matter of if, matter of when the Philadelphia Union was going to strike. Sullivan pushes out to his left-hand side as Griffin advances into that final third. It's a man-man. Johnson just crashing at that back post. It's 1-1. Philadelphia answers.
Union fighting out of halftime. This just 3 minutes after the break. Griffin coming up from the left back spot. Johnson, the youth national team player, his first goal of the tournament. And then these 2 teams, they pushed for it.
And Smith, big time save here as Wolf rises up, does everything right, heads it back to a cross, a lot of pace, punches it off the crossbar. Big time save from Smith to keep himself and the team in this game.
Philadelphia, though, not on their heels for long. Back the other way, they were able to create this opportunity in the opening moments of extra time, trying to find the breakthrough.
And it's a fantastic run from West off the shoulder. He does everything right. Ball's coming over his right shoulder. Contact, arches the ball, big time save. But you thought Austin FC could steal this game as this ball pops across. Williams doesn't get it as clean as he would like, pulls it wide.
But just like Smith, Williams would have his chance to make up for it later on. Philadelphia, though, in the dying moments of extra time, had a big chance. They couldn't score it. And here, Williams dispatches his penalty kick.
And just roots this thing underneath the crossbar. Arches the ball, man of the match for that reason. Doesn't stand, stands his ground, doesn't move. Big time save. Austin FC 2023 Generation Adidas Cup champions.
Last Sunday morning, but last Sunday evening, the U17 final wrapped up with another nail-biter. James Hadnot and Ricky Lopez-Espin had the call. Let's take a look back at that one as well.
The final match of the 2023 Generation Adidas Cup. A champion would be crowned, and for Philadelphia, they found an early chance against FC Dallas.
And it's a good idea here from Perez. Just put this ball into a dangerous situation and see what happens. Only Junior gets on the end of it. Called for a handball on Canizales, but who was going to step up? Who was going to smash the ball into the back of the net? DeCourt, the player who's the glue for this Philadelphia Union side, connected the back to front, the front to back, but had the finishing touch to find the back of the net. But Philadelphia Union always try to find that second goal. Always kept their foot on the gas pedal. Olivas trying to get on the end. The Golden Glove winner, Ice Stone, big time save. You can see the size to go down quick like a cat to deny Philadelphia Union that second goal. Molina was terrific for FC Dallas. As this ball comes across, pops out to Vargas. I think he should play Brown there. But as this ball comes secondary, it's shrined to the center back and steps up into that final 18-yard box. Just trying to find that near post, but gets it on the wrong side. It's just so unlucky for FC Dallas not to find the equalizer there.
And all that it took was the final whistle. Philadelphia heard it and sprinted onto the field as champions. Philadelphia Union 1-0 on top of FC Dallas as they defeat the Dallas side and take the 2023 Generation Adidas Cup.
Will not be long before we see some of those MLS Next Generation Adidas players taking a crack at MLS Next Pro. And we'll take a look at stats from the opening half of our game here between San Jose and Colorado in just a moment. But first, let's look back at the best of match day 3 with this week's edition of the Spotlight.
MLS Next Pro's third weekend of matches saw everything from goals in the first 5 minutes to a shootout thriller. Here we share what's in the spotlight following match day 3. Your MLS Next rising star of match day 3 is Academy player Nicholas Nobles. The Real Monarchs defender helped lead the team to a 1-goal shutout over Earthquakes 2, their first win of the 2023 campaign. In an unexpected start, the U.S. youth national team member was part of a defense that only allowed 4 shots on goal. Now, the MLS Next Pro Player of the Week for Match Day 3 is Orlando City B's Fabian Loyola. He was responsible for both goals in OCB's 2-0 win over Inter Miami FC 2, with a goal and a crucial assist. The homegrown talent has put exceptional skill on display in each of his team's 3 straight wins to help OCB to its longest win streak in club history. The best goal of match day 3 goes to Huntsville City FC for the second time already this season. This time, it was Ollie Wright's strike from beyond the 18-yard box that earned 51% of the vote and therefore the top honor. For the third straight week, HCFC has had 1 goal in the running for best of the entire week. And rounding out Match Day 3 awards is the Team of Match Day honor, going to New England Revolution 2. Revs 2 had 5 different players score in their 5-1 win over Philadelphia Union 2. They doubled their season goal total in the match, giving them 10 on the season, the most in MLS Next Pro to date. There were a lot of highlight reel-worthy moments from Match Day 3. We'll see you right back here for Who Stood Out following Match Day 4.
Starting to see some standouts from Match Day 4 that could be featured in next week's edition of the Spotlight. And one thing that should be featured, that's David Vasquez scoring for Philadelphia Union to go up 2-1 and win 2-1 over Chicago Fire 2. That was the 1,000th goal in MLS Next Pro history. Here is a look at Match Day 3 so far in all of its glory. A couple that stand out over the last few days. You go back to Match Day 3 with that 5-1 win for New England Revolution 2 over Philadelphia. A good response stand from Philadelphia today with that 2-1 victory over Chicago Fire 2. And you had the win last week for Colorado, 4-2 over Portland. San Jose fell 1-0 to Real Monarchs. So San Jose in this upcoming second half wants to get back on track. Colorado wants to keep the winning streak going. We'll have highlights coming up later. But if you are new to MLS Next Pro, there are some subtle differences between this league and other professional soccer leagues. So we asked Michelle Montaigne and Samara Perez to help us understand what those differences are in this edition of Things to Know.
MLS Next Pro fans, we are back. Michelle Montaigne alongside my co-host Samara Perez, getting ready for Season 2, which will be here very, very soon. And since this league does things a little bit differently, we're here to explain all you need to know for Season 2 of MLS Next Pro.
MLS Next Pro was launched by Major League Soccer in March of 2022. The Professional Men's Soccer League provides players a pathway to bigger opportunities in soccer, such as landing a first-team contract. MLS Next Pro is fundamental to the development of all professionals working in and around the beautiful game.
There are 27 teams competing in the league this year. They're broken up into 4 divisions that make up 2 conferences. The Frontier and Pacific divisions make up the Western Conference, each featuring 7 teams apiece. The Northeast Division boasts 6 clubs, and the Central Division with 7 teams both make up the Eastern Conference.
Now, this league is all about innovation. Therefore, it features several differences from other soccer leagues. First, there are no ties in MLS Next Pro. If a match ends in a tie at the end of regulation, the game will proceed directly to a shootout with kicks from the penalty mark.
That brings us to the point system. Similar to other soccer leagues, a team will earn 3 points with a win at the end of regulation, 1 point for a tie, and 0 points for a loss in regulation. A club will earn 2 points if the game ends in a tie and they go on to win the shootout that Samara just explained following the end of regulation.
Last year, we introduced 2 rules not seen anywhere else. First, the off-field treatment rule, or OTR for short, where if a player is suspected to have an injury and is on the ground for more than 15 seconds, a medical crew comes onto the field to evaluate the player and assist him off the pitch. The player is then treated by medical staff and required to remain off the field for 3 minutes. Next, the red card suspension rule. If a player receives a red card, that player will serve the resulting 1-game suspension against the same team that he received the red card. This rule applies in the case of a direct red card or a second yellow card. 2023 will introduce a new rule. The league added a new time substitution rule. This allows a maximum of 10 seconds for a player to leave the field when subbed off. If he exceeds 10 seconds, the player coming in must wait 60 seconds to enter the field, which results in the team playing a man down for that period of time.
Also new this year, the expanded playoffs feature a pick your opponent format for the first 2 rounds. 7 teams from each conference will advance to the playoffs. The club with the most regular season points in each conference will earn a first round bye. Now, during the quarterfinals, the next 2 teams in each conference, so the 2 and 3 seeds, will choose their opponent and will host their match. The 2 remaining teams not selected will play each other, with the higher seeded team hosting. In the conference semis, the 1 seed will choose its opponent from the remaining 2 lowest seeded teams, with home field advantage, of course. The second highest seed will host the remaining team.
Also this season, the majority of MLS Next Pro matches, plus all Decision Day matches and the Cup, will stream live on MLS Season Pass on Apple TV. To view the complete schedule, visit MLSNextPro.com.
Samara and I are so excited for year 2, and we cannot wait to watch it all unfold alongside all of you.
A few moments away from beginning half number 2 between San Jose Earthquakes 2 and Colorado Rapids 2, all tied up at 0 through 45 minutes. As we dive into highlights from half number 1, there were a couple of half-hearted opportunities going both ways for these teams. Nothing too dangerous, only 1 combined shot on target for San Jose and Colorado as we go ahead and take a look at these highlights. Couple of opportunities came from corner kicks for San Jose. First, this volley came in the early going from Carrillo. Saved off the line by the defender with the header. That was not technically a shot on target. The only 1 shot on target came later from buildup. That's a good scoring opportunity. He crashed into the near post and put it wide. Then wide from the free kick. The header was off the mark from San Jose. They had 8 shots in the first half. 6 of them from inside the box. Had 3 shots on the other side for Colorado Rapids 2. Marlon Vargas created this one by himself, dribbled past 3 defenders into some space, left-footed shot, put it wide of that far post. That was their only look from inside the box. The other 2 came from outside the box by the same man, Oliver Larraz. This one over the bar by a couple of yards. And his next crack at it was just wide of the far post by inches, and I mean inches. This is a great look at it here. He was calling for it for a few seconds. It did not miss by much. It forced Ochoa into a dive, and it was just wide. He was unhappy with his back line, Emi Ochoa, in the aftermath. And here is the only shot on target of the half for San Jose. Fell to buildup, put it right at the substitute goalkeeper, mind you, coming in off the bench, Diego Gorola. He came in for an injured Abraham Rodriguez. There you have it for half number 1. opportunities were few and far between. 8 shots to 3 in favor of San Jose. 1 shot on target to nothing in favor of San Jose. And 6 of their 8 shots came from inside the box, but none really threatened. The best opportunities they had were put wide. Possession 57-43 in San Jose's favor. All that matters in the end, it's scoreless through 45. Expected goals also go San Jose's way, 0.48 to 0.18. See if either coach wants to make any changes here right out of the gates in half number 2 to spark some offensive change. Looks like we're going to have at least one on the San Jose side, and it's a marquee sub at that. Cruz Medina is getting ready to check in. Medina broke out with the United States U17s this spring in the CONCACAF Under-17 Championship, scored a couple of big goals at big moments. And he's coming in for Paulo Blancas. On the other side for Colorado Rapids 2, Daniel Garcia is getting some final instructions. So for Colorado, it'll be their second sub of the match. Remember, they used that first one on the injured goalkeeper, Abe Rodriguez. Cruz Medina coming in as the first change of the match for San Jose. And it's Daniel Chacon who checks out. A wise move, perhaps, just to get the yellow card off the field. Like for like swap of center backs with Daniel Garcia coming on. Underway in half number 2. San Jose in the black and blue from left to right. And Colorado in the light blue from right to left. Joe Malfa with you from PayPal Park in San Jose, California, as we come to the close of match day 4 here in MLS Next Pro. There is one more game that will be finished after us, so we're not quite the conclusion. That match being played between North Texas and Minnesota. And right now it's a 1-0 lead for Minnesota, which is big. More of that in a second. San Jose forces the turnover, creating an opportunity here. Almost fell for Buda. Now settled in the middle by Silly. Taps it out wide for Carrillo. It falls for Medina, back out to Carrillo. Medina could have turned and looked to goal. Didn't know what was behind him. Just needed a quick look over the shoulder. Now Colorado can get it clear. So with Minnesota leading, if they hold on to win, they would be a perfect 4-0-0. Colorado Rapids had a chance to do that as well tonight. So too Vancouver Whitecaps too. Offside called against Buda. So you had 3 teams playing at this time in the Western Conference that could have gotten out to a perfect 4-0-0 start. Minnesota holding up its end of the bargain, up 1-0 in the 38th minute. Vancouver so far holding up its end of the bargain, up 2-1 in the 51st minute. But San Jose, the third of those 3 teams, is still scoreless to begin this half. At the moment, it's Austin sitting alone in first place in the Western Conference. Picked up a win tonight over St. Louis. Their 4 wins and a draw. That turned into a shootout loss of 13 points through 5 matches. Aguirre. Flores. Tingy blocks it. It stays in with a backspin. Keegan Tingy sends it too long for Will Richmond. Through all the pressure, that almost turned it into a corner kick. Jerry Ion to Will Richmond. A few moments like that where San Jose has just not been in sync. They're on the front foot, controlling the possession, dictating the tempo in the attacking half, but careless moments like that, passing the mid-triangles where they had the space, weren't really pressured, and just gave it away. Cruz Medina, tight quarters, lost it. Danger at the back here right now for Colorado. Pressure closing in. They're bailed out by the whistle. Aguirre. Muni back and forth with Cano. He's under some pressure. It's given away. Good step by Jackson Travis. Played through now. Chance for Mitchell. Turnover by San Jose. Terrific transition by Colorado. And the visitors have a 1-0 lead. For Paris Mitchell, it's his first goal. And it's one to remember. Mentioned it just a couple of minutes ago, they've had some unforced errors when passing it, whether in the attacking half or on the back end. Clipped ahead by Cano, well read by Travis, and Mitchell did the rest. Almost looked like Emi Ochoa lost his bearings. Stepped a bit too far to his near post, and just turned and watched that one as if he thought it was going wide. Nowhere near that post. Easily finished by Mitchell. The 18-year-old from Toronto, Ontario, in his first year with Rapids 2, gets his first goal in MLS Next Pro. He was the #1 player in the boys 2023 rankings by First Touch Football Canada in the Toronto area, and he is committed to Wake Forest in 2023. Still to be determined, of course, whether he honors that commitment and goes to college or decides to sign professionally. We've seen that time and time again around the country over the last couple of years. A player will make that commitment so it's there collegiately, dip their toe in the professional waters right now, as Mitchell is, and all of a sudden if he catches on, maybe he just stays around, keeps doing what he did just there. Either Rapids 2 or Wake Forest will be very, very happy come later this year. How does San Jose respond? They lost 1-0 last week after starting the year with 2 victories, and even within that, as I alluded to in the first half, Dan DeGeer, the head coach, felt that there were some things that still needed some work, and those things popped up a little bit more frequently last week in the 1-0 loss. Here's Larraz looking for more. On the other side now, the onus upon Colorado Rapids 2 to go ahead and hold on to this clean sheet to keep the victory. That was the point of emphasis for Eric Boucher, their head coach. Yes, you want to win, whether it's picking up 3 points in regulation, 2 in a shootout. You want to come away feeling victorious on the night. But keeping that clean sheet key. Only kept 1 all of last year. Haven't kept 1 yet this year. I believe I misspoke earlier in saying that San Jose needs to hold up its end of the bargain to remain in the likes of the unbeaten as Vancouver and Minnesota in the Western Conference. That is Colorado, by the way, who can keep an unbeaten streak alive. 3-0-0 coming into the night. So right now they are on their way potentially to a 4-0 start. Same goes for Minnesota, who are leading North Texas 1-0 nearing halftime. Vancouver was on its way as well, but they just gave up an equalizer against LA Galaxy nearing the hour mark. Another giveaway by San Jose. Vargas has options, plays it wide. Yosuke Hanya with 3 goals already this season, saved by Ochoa. Colorado is feeling it right now. Opportunity after opportunity. Tingy, Richmond, back for Tingy. Keegan Tingy reverses course. Tried to leave it for Richmond and just gave it away. Fortunate Richmond won it back. Cruz Medina through to Buda. Turned over by Colorado. It's Buda ahead. Skayen stays in. He was on its way out for a corner, but ricocheted back off of Jack Skayen. Ayon. Over the top from Ione, didn't catch it cleanly. It falls anyway for Tingy. Now Richmond, why did he take a touch? Had the lane there for the first time hit. Took the touch and gave it away. It's gone from bad to worse for Vancouver, by the way, in this chase to remain a perfect 4-0. Among the 3 teams playing simultaneously right now, Colorado, Vancouver, and Minnesota. A 2-1 lead in the second half for Vancouver has vanished. They're now trailing 3-2. Minnesota still up 1-0 on North Texas. So it could be Minnesota and Colorado, the 2 remaining perfect teams at the end of match day 4 in the Western Conference. It would not be atop the table, either of those teams. That is only because Austin has played an extra game and picked up a point with a shootout loss. They have 13 points through 5 games in the live table. Both Colorado and Minnesota perfect 4-0 with 12 points. Here's Richmond looking to make amends for that previous mistake. It's left through there for Skayen, deflected and grabbed. Gorola hasn't had much work to do since subbing on for the injured Abe Rodriguez. And given some results elsewhere around the league this week and today, Colorado and Minnesota, if they both hold on to their 1-0 leads or improve upon them, they could be the only 2 teams unbeaten remaining in the league. Well done, end line by Colorado here. Back for Larraz. Now Aguirre lining it up. Out for a goal kick. Coming into the day, Orlando City B was also a perfect 3-0, but they are losing 3-0 to Atlanta with just a couple of minutes remaining. So they will taste defeat for the first time this year. Vargas. Ochoa pings the diagonal up the right side, chested down by Buda. Played back his way. Has the overlap coming from Carrillo. Inside instead to Silly, now back for Buda. Luceni Buda lays it off. It's with Cam Silly again. Israel Carrillo. Ion. Sent long by Carrillo, gets caught up in the wind. And a foul called against San Jose. This portion of the match is brought to you by PayPal, official naming rights and payment solutions partner of the San Jose Earthquakes. Hour gone, half hour remains here at PayPal Park in San Jose, California. Joe Malfa with you for the action this Sunday evening on match day 4 of the MLS Next Pro season. Colorado Rapids, too, looking to remain perfect on the year and improve to 4-0-0. They're in good shape right now after the goal by Paris Mitchell in the 50th minute. Is there another one coming? Oliver Larraz cuts inside. It's deflected, and it'll stay in. But Paris Mitchell tried to plant and turn there to get to the deflected ball and immediately went down, holding his right foot. Keep an eye on Mitchell. Running center of your screen out of the left in the green shoes, number 52 in the light blue. Oh, he got his toe stepped on inadvertently there by Daniel Muni. Hopefully that's all that is. Doesn't feel good. Whether you're playing professionally or just in a Sunday league with some buddies, that toenail falls off, takes a while to grow back, hurts all the while. And it looks like you might see Mitchell in that boat after that replay. A quick decision for the yellow card there. Issued to Yosuke Hanya, approaching the referee with dissent. So Hanya, now the lone player out there on the Colorado side with a yellow. Daniel Chacon had one, but he was subbed off at halftime. They still have 3 subs remaining and 2 windows at which to use those subs, Colorado. San Jose, on the other hand, has 4 subs remaining and all 3 windows because they made their lone change at the break. Muni looking long. Carrillo hustling. That ball might stay in. Doesn't have a lot on it, and then eventually gets over the line. Well done shielding that out by Jackson Travis. Picked up by Cam Silly. Might have taken a deflection. And it did. Corner coming for San Jose. It is their 5th corner of the match. We will first have a sub. Hadigan comes in. That'll be it on the night for Jack Skahan. From the corner, it's flicked onto the back post by Tingy and cleared by Aguirre.
Quakes 2, substitution, 64. Exiting the match, number 60, Jack Skahan. Now entering the match, Romero Quakes 2, number 70,
Roberto Hadigan comes in down that right side. Anya looking to switch it out to Vargas, intercepted, and now it's with Cruz Medina. Muni. 20 minutes into this second half. San Jose has only had 1 attempt at goal. And 8 shots, 1 on target in the first half. 1 shot, 1 on target so far in the second half. They went down in the 50th minute. Hadigan kept it alive. Advantage played, now it's brought back, never materialized. Yellow card coming as well. Issued to Dada Amadou. Corners have not borne any fruit for San Jose. They've had 5 of them. Maybe a wide free kick is able to do the trick. Cruz Medina, Roberto Hadigan stand over it. Medina the out-swinging option, Hadigan the in-swinging option with the left foot. It is Hadigan sending it far side of the 6 over everybody. It just carried and carried and carried until there was nothing anybody could do. Gorula gets it back into play. 16-year-old subbed in back in the first half. Making his MLS Next Pro debut in relief of the injured Abe Rodriguez. He's only faced 2 shots, neither were all that challenging to stop. Hadigan. Richmond working end line, goal kick. Well, Eric Boucher felt this game would come down to which team converted on their opportunities in the box. Colorado head coach has to be happy with what he's seen so far. This match is hydrated by Body Armor, the official sports drink of the San Jose Earthquakes. Silly out for Tingy. Inside Ion. Muni. Carrillo. Medina tries to squeak through. Miscommunication there. Opens the door for Jackson Travis. Plays it out ahead of Paris Mitchell. Left it too short. Within the reach of Muni. Through to Buda. And for Hannigan. They've had the possession here since conceding. Look out. Just kept out by Garula. Almost a very lucky break for San Jose. We'll take another look. Hannigan just drove it in with pace. Poor clearance attempt. Came off the knee of Blake Malone, almost into his own goal. In the second half, San Jose have over 70% of the possession. Only one shot to show for it. A lot of that has to do with Colorado going into a bit of a shell after scoring the goal, rather. Back for Ochoa, pressure coming in. Has to get rid of it. Aguirre. Vargas rolls it ahead to Larraz. Flag stays down. Oliver Larraz looking for Mitchell. Guided away by Muni. Colorado could find a second. To imagine that would do it. This San Jose attack has been anemic here in the second half. Looks like Rapids 2 are content to pursue a second goal. Just in transition on a counter, waiting for a San Jose mistake. And as they withstand some of this pressure from San Jose, will they break? Back post, punched away by Garula. That might have been curling in from Hannigan. Oh, the whip on that was epic. Senny Buda will exit the match. Rodolfo Castro Jr. comes in. Hannigan has made a difference since coming in down the right wing. Using that left foot cutting in for crosses and shots. All it takes is maybe seeing an opportunity like that to wake an offense up. That was 7th corner for San Jose. Curled into the back post. Nobody makes a run. Second time now on a set piece, be it a wide free kick or a corner, where it's been played over the top of everybody. There's nobody at the back post to do anything with it. And a yellow card issued here to Garula for time wasting. That's good proactive refereeing by Roberto Vince. You see that game in, game out in every league across the world, and referees will usually wait until later, but all that does is allow the keeper and the team leading to waste more and more time. Better to be proactive here, because now you won't see that for the next 20 minutes from Garula. Vancouver has tied the game back up at 3. Just under a quarter of an hour remaining there as they keep their quest alive to reach 4-0-0 and remain perfect. Minnesota leading 1-0 into the second half now. They could get to 4-0-0 as well, and Colorado is 15 minutes away from doing so here. Laraz to Hanya. Yosuke Hanya back to his right foot, working on Tingy. Another sub being prepared for Colorado. Remy Cabral getting set to check in. Cabral previously with LA Galaxy too. Over the top, Mitchell. His touch takes it wide. Corner on the way. That might be his last touch of the game if Remy Cabral subs in right here. And it will be. Mitchell just saw his number come up on the board. Aguirre will take the corner. Vargas checks short. Head on to the back post, saved by Ochoa. Looked like bearings were just lost there. That pass fired out of play. This portion of the match is brought to you by Dropbox, the official partner of the San Jose Earthquakes. Ochoa brought down by Ion. Carrillo. Hannigan. It's been good since coming on. Looks to lead through for Castro. That leads him too far. Long again toward Hannigan. It's been good, strong defending from Colorado. Professional, workmanlike effort trying to preserve this lead. Their coach, Eric Boucher, driving home the messaging that he wanted a clean sheet. They had won all of last season, haven't had one yet this year. Unless they find any more insurance, they'll need to keep a clean sheet to take all 3 points here. But another wide free kick for San Jose. Hannigan sends it back post, header away by Colorado. Back to Hannigan. Flips it underneath for Cruz Medina. Inside, Silly looking back for Tingy. Outside the area now. And Castro skies it. Hannigan. For Muni, it's been one-way traffic ever since Colorado scored the goal. They are clearly just content to sit back, defend, and counter if it's there. Over the top toward Castro. Moved ahead to Ion. Thierry Ion to Cruz Medina. Slip through for Ion, end line to Castro, opened up the foot, but too much. Put it wide. Under 10 to play. Colorado closing in on a 4th straight victory to begin the season. And after a promising start, winning each of the first 2 matches for San Jose, could be 2 losses in a row. Down the wing, Carrillo given away to Castro, put wide again. Second time in 90 seconds that Castro has had an open look in the box and put it wide of that far post. Poor effort on the clearance by Colorado. Had a chance to get rid of it right here. Just handed to Castro by Steven Flores. Those are the careless moments you must avoid if you're going to hold on to a win like this. Those are the moments that Colorado has been unable to avoid largely through last season and the first few games of this season. That'll be all for Will Richmond. Alex Chow takes his place. Now in the second half, possession is up over 70% in this half alone for San Jose. 3 shots, 2 on target. But even with just 30% of that possession, Colorado is out shooting San Jose. Looking for more here. Cabral pressing through. Amadou wins it, keeps it alive, only momentarily. The goal came back in the 50th minute. Paris Mitchell, his first. Larraz left it behind, came off his back heel. Needs to be some more urgency from San Jose here in the closing moments. Still too reliant on playing around the back, sticking to their MO. I get that, but you're down a goal with 5 minutes to play and have to press the issue a little bit more. Robinson Aguirre is getting ready to check out for Colorado as he touches it back here. Logan Batiste is the player ready to be summoned on for the Rapids too. Marlon Vargas into a pocket of space. It's blocked by Cano. Medina. Cruz Medina again. They've produced so many bright young talents, the Earthquakes Academy, over the last couple of years that have gone up 2-star at the MLS level and the international level. Here comes that sub, Aguirre off. And Batiste on. Whether it's Jackson Ewell, Cade Cowell, Nico Sakiris, so many guys in just the last couple of years alone who are still 20 or younger. Yellow card was just issued to Jackson Travis. Cruz Medina is the next one on that list in the eyes of many for San Jose Earthquakes too. But they're in no rush to move him along. Had a good chat with Dan DeGeer about their methodology in bringing players along. He wishes there was an exact science, but it's more of a gut feel thing with these guys. Different players mature at different rates, and that goes for every aspect of their being, whether that's mentally, whether that's physically, whether that's in terms of their playing abilities. So whereas Cade Cowell might have been ready at a certain point, it might have taken Jackson Ewell longer and it might be quicker for Cruz Medina. There's no way of knowing. Just have to keep an eye on it, the finger on the pulse as they go through every training session, every match played, and you monitor that progression. Medina being eased into this season, mostly coming in off the bench.
The referee has issued a yellow card on the 88th minute to Colorado Rapids 2, number 99, Jackson Travis.
Travis now has to contend with a yellow down the left side for Rapids 2. He's one of 3 on the field. Amadou and Hanya, the other 2 for Colorado with yellows. Clean slate on the other side for San Jose Earthquakes 2. Pardon me, 4 actually on the Colorado side. Can't forget about the goalkeeper, Diego Garula. Picked up his time-wasting yellow about 15 minutes ago. 93rd minute now LA Galaxy have retaken the lead now 4-3 on Vancouver. Travis trying to square it back toward the penalty spot. So either way, it looks like Vancouver will lose in its quest to get to 4-0-0. With so little time remaining and stoppage time there, best they'd be able to do is tie it 4-4 and get to kicks from the mark. So they won't pick up the necessary points to get to 12 and remain perfect. Minnesota has also just conceded against North Texas 1-1 in the 63rd minute, which means at the end of the night, Colorado Rapids 2 may be the only perfect team remaining in all of MLS Next Pro. Remy Cabral gets it inside, a shout for penalty from Rapids 2, waved off immediately. OCB lost. They were the lone remaining team perfect in the Eastern Conference. Vancouver about to lose. North Texas and Minnesota tied with half an hour remaining. Only team now with a lead, who is still perfect, is Colorado, and we're in the 90th minute of 90, waiting for word on stoppage time. Will they be able to hold on? Hadigan, backside. It's left to go through by Garula. Told there will be 3 additional minutes here. .180 seconds to navigate for Rapids 2 as they seek their first clean sheet of the year. Didn't look like there was a lot there. Right call made by Roberto Vinci. Eric Boucher would be a very happy man at the end of the night if this result holds. Said it's still too early to make heads or tails of the start. Plenty to be happy about in the progression for Rapids 2. There's still plenty of work to be done. He was very quick to point out that those 2-1 wins over SKC and Houston could have just as easily been losses or ties through 90 as they were victories. By no means have they been running away with games, dominating on their way to a potential 4-0 start. But the result they've shown to grind out a couple of victories by 1 goal each. And now if they could put it together and secure it with a clean sheet, the elusive clean sheet, only had 1 last year, the entire season. Another massive step in the right direction for Colorado Rapids 2. Cabral turns inside. It falls centrally for Hanya. Rebound, puts it away! Yosuke Hanya seals the deal with his 4th goal in 4 games. An appropriate finish to get to 4-0-0. A 4th goal in 4 games for Yosuke Hanya. He had 4 goals all of last season in 23 appearances, 22 starts. He's at that same goal total 4 games in this year. A 24-year-old from Tokyo, Japan, faced the media this week and said that there was still plenty of work to do. Work done for Hanya and crew. Waiting for the final whistle now. Here's Medina on the turn. Can they find one late here? Might be too late, even if they do. Carrillo, it's blocked. Beyond the 3 minutes given. Now the question is, can Colorado keep the clean sheet? Out for a goal kick. There's the final whistle. Colorado Rapids 2 remains perfect, 4-0-0 at the end of match day 4. Paris Mitchell started the scoring with his first ever in MLS Next Pro, and Yosuke Anya sealed the deal with his 4th in 4 games. Most importantly, perhaps, they kept the clean sheet. That's what Eric Boucher wanted. They had won all of last season, and they get their first here in 2023. With that, we'll take a look at tonight's Man of the Match presented by Adidas, and it's going to be Paris Mitchell, who got the goal back in the 50th minute to send them on their way. Paris Mitchell committed to Wake Forest for 2023. Right now, employing his skill with Colorado Rapids 2. Fell perfectly for him. He took it well. And the 18-year-old from Toronto, Ontario, picks up his first ever goal in MLS Next Pro. On the end of the evening, a 2-0 victory for Colorado Rapids 2. They remain perfect, and at the end of the night, they might be the only perfect team remaining with some of the results we've seen elsewhere. That'll do it for us here from PayPal Park. For the crew that makes this possible, I'm Joe Malfa saying good night from San Jose, where Rapids 2 remain perfect.
This copyrighted broadcast of MLS Next Pro may not be retransmitted, reproduced, or rebroadcasted without the express written consent of Major League Soccer.